Hi. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nyla. Welcome. Okay, let's try that again. Welcome back if you are returning and keeping up with my journey. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Nyla and this is my life in Candid. So I wanted to do some quick weight loss updates today. I will say that I had planned to post this last week. However, things got a little bit crazy last week and I wasn't able to. All right, so I am down to about 230 pounds, which is, I think, about where I was the last time I posted. I have hit a bit of a plateau. We'll see how it goes. I did get a Pilates reformer machine, so I'm looking really forward to doing more of that. It did arrive last weekend, so I got to play on it a little bit, and I did a bit of exercise yesterday. So I am excited to do that. It's one of those that just kind of folds up, and then I've got a subscription to, I think it's Pilates Anywhere, one of those type apps. I will say that I have experienced some things with this particular surgery that I wasn't expecting, and I feel like I say that every week, but every week there's something new. This week, it's largely been that I'm still having trouble holding down certain foods. I should be able to start incorporating actual solid foods at this point, and I'm having trouble with those. I am also having trouble with some of the softer foods, and anything that is too dry comes right back up. Sorry to be crass, but I'm also discovering that foods that I loved prior to going into surgery, I no longer seem to have a taste for. Whenever I initially got out of surgery, I had been craving butter chicken, Indian curry, Japanese curry, anything that had a lot of flavor. And I have since tried a few bites of those things, and you know what? I suddenly no longer enjoy them. My stomach didn't like them. They hit my taste buds really weird. I don't know if this is a side effect of the surgery or if my taste buds have just changed. So I'm having to relearn what I like and don't like all over again. Who knows? It's kind of been a journey. I do like yogurt, a thing I never liked prior to surgery. I do like sweet potatoes, which were not my favorite vegetable prior to surgery. I seem to crave things like fish more and red meat more, and I want chicken less, turkey less. So any kind of poultry, I'm less interested in. But yeah, I seem to crave seafood a lot. I always loved crab and I always loved shrimp, so that's not new entirely, but it was not a food that I craved a lot. And now all I seem to want to eat is shrimp or crab or some flavor of fish. That really does seem to be all that I am wanting. So anyway, like I said, I am down to 230 pounds. I am down to an extra large size. I will say also that due to the fact that I was on a GLP-1 prior to surgery means that I lost a lot of weight prior to surgery, and I wasn't expecting to hit my first plateau this quickly. So, I'm just going to have to exercise a little bit more. Maybe instead of doing Pilates 3 times a week, I'll do it 4 times a week or something like that, and put the yoga back down to 2 times a week. Do more walking now that I'm feeling stronger and now that I'm able to get up and walk around and things like that. I am also seeing a lot of loose skin in areas I wasn't expecting, like here. Like I can actually see little stretch marks and skin in the skin here, and it just sort of moves when I do that, whereas like you don't get that in other places. So I am definitely seeing a lot of loose skin in certain areas, and things are a little droopy in areas as well. And that includes like here. So like here's my muscle, and there is some fat here, but this is mostly loose skin at this point. So again, I have lost a significant amount of weight at this point, even though I am only 2 months post-op. Let's see, June, July, August. So on August 18th, I will be exactly 2 months post-op. So It is what it is. I will say that I'm still on track in terms of consuming the right amount of protein. I'm still on track in terms of consuming the right amount of water. Um, in a weird way, not having a job has both made it easier and more difficult to keep up with the dietary schedule and restrictions, in that I have a lot less structure to my day now that I'm not working. But I do have a job interview upcoming this week, so wish me luck. Yay. Again, like I said, I just wanted to do a quick interview. There really has been a lot, but it feels like a lot more than it actually is a lot when I say it out loud, because I've been on this massive journey of taste testing food I thought I hated, food I thought I liked. Um, it feels like learning how to eat all over again and learning new ways to eat, because anytime I'm moderately distracted and sorry, itchy. So anytime I get moderately distracted and I'm not paying attention to how quickly I eat, I tend to eat a little bit too fast. And before I know it, I'm feeling sick because I eat too fast. So I've had to really learn to very much slow down and be intentional and pay attention. As busy adults, I feel like everyone can kind of identify with this like eat and run attitude, especially, well, at least in America. We have a on the go sort of culture. And so most of us tend to eat and run, or, grab something on the way or something like that. So, I have to be very, very intentional about my food choices now. And I also have to be very, very intentional about when I eat, how much I eat, when I drink, how much I drink, because you have to wait 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes prior to eating, I can't have water. 30 minutes after eating, I can't have water. And I'm still required to do 64 ounces a day. And it's not like I can just gulp down 8 ounces of water. That won't fit in my stomach right now. At least it doesn't seem to. I can only do small amounts of water at a time. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at with the weight loss stuff. I am currently learning how to eat all over again, now that I have moved up to somewhat solid foods. I am also learning what to eat again, because my body doesn't seem to like certain foods anymore. My taste buds don't seem to like certain foods that have always been big, big favorites of mine. I tried a bite of risotto not terribly long ago, and I was like, I normally like it. And I only had a small bite because I know I really shouldn't be eating carbs. So I only wanted a small bite. Meanwhile, the pork chop was amazing. So I really only seem to be craving meats again, which is again a little bit weird for me. I was always a girl who loved her vegetables. Like, I miss salad, but I also feel like if I tried to eat a salad right now, I would probably get very sick. And I'm not supposed to be eating raw vegetables yet, I don't believe. I think I'm still a few months out from that. I'll have to consult with my surgeon the next time I go in for an update. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. It's a lot of just trial and error, trial and error. What can I eat? When can I eat it? And eat it very, very slowly. So yeah, I've started trying again to eat like protein bars, and those still just can't do it. I am making my own protein shakes now instead of purchasing like the pre-packaged containers. So it's like a scoop of protein powder, a cup of milk, a cup of Greek yogurt, and then either ice or a tiny bit of like no sugar added ice cream to like thicken it up and make it sort of more milkshake consistency versus like a watery consistency. So it's going well. And I'm still, like I said, those protein shakes are largely responsible for my protein consumption. But yeah, that's sort of where we are at with the weight loss stuff. I will say on the other side of things with the unboxings, I have the Allure beauty box supposed to be arriving today. So hopefully this week I will be able to get a video out to you guys, depending. We'll see how the job interview goes. I might have to start settling into a new job. Not sure. Wish me luck again. I really want this one. Also, I have the Allure. They had a summer mystery box out, and so I got that as well. So I'll do an unboxing for both of those. I also have my Icon box coming up. And I also have an Ipsy mystery bag because I just absolutely fell in love with the bag. And I've said before, if you like the bag and it's worth the $32 or $34, I forget how much those are to you, sure. Just what's inside the bag is sometimes very hit or miss. So I fell in love with the bag. I wanted it. It looked like it was worth 30 something dollars to me. So we'll see when it gets here. So anyway, again, if you are following along with my weight loss journey, I really appreciate you guys watching. Oh, let me stand up so we can see. I'm not wearing my little bodysuit today. I'm wearing a dress, but we can kind of see shape of body stuff because it has been about a month. I will say this dress is definitely a dress that looks better in person than it does on camera. The camera adds a few pounds, it feels like, but that's okay. The scale doesn't lie. So again, for anyone who is out there struggling with weight loss and going through this journey, I wish you all the best. Keep it up. We can do this. And know that there are other people out there struggling right along with you. One of the things that got kind of brought to my attention at some point was that, like, essentially people feel like people in real life felt like this was cheating in terms of weight loss. And the only thing I can say is that this is not, weight loss surgery is not something that I advocate for everyone. Not everyone needs it. It is an extreme option for situations that cannot be managed by diet and exercise alone, by balanced nutrition and exercise alone. One of the things that I've kind of seen in America a lot is that we tend to eat a lot of processed foods, but that hasn't as much been a contributor to my diet because we tend to cook a lot of things at home. We don't tend to buy like a lot of, I guess, like prepackaged cereal, breakfast cereal. No, we have like rolled oatmeal and stuff like that in the morning, or we have yogurt, but we can only make the best dietary choices that we are able to afford and or able to acquire, shall we say. So yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily advocate this surgery for everyone. I will also say, however, it comes with its own risks. It comes with its own pros and cons. And again, I do see this as a bit of an extreme situation, and this is not a thing that I would advocate for anyone who hasn't done all of the research. Like, if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, take a minute and just read before you dive into this, because as well researched as I have been, as much as I looked into this, as much as I talked to people that had the surgery, I still every day find new things where I'm just like, wow, that wasn't something I expected to happen. Oops. So again, you have to take the good with the bad. Again, I'm getting off on a tangent, but I do want to thank all of you who stopped in to check in with me this week. Again, thank you for following along on the weight loss journey with me. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you sometime later this week. Bye.